Okay, so when expressing likes and interests, you're often going to use the verb gustar and maybe some other words like gustar. And this is how you say that you like something, but it doesn't really mean that. Because here I have conjugated out gustar. So if I wanted to say, and I'm going to write in Spanish, I like pizza. Me gusta la pizza. Okay? Now, but if I wanted to, if I was going to try to literally conjugate this, we know means yo, right? Yo means I, and tu is you. So hopefully you guys remember that song. All right. And so if gustar means to like, the spelling of gustar that goes with yo is gusto. And then we would have la pizza. Okay. But that is not what I have. Me gusta la pizza is how you say I like pizza. So this is wrong. Okay. Okay. So really what gustar means and what other verbs like gustar mean, it's not to like. They don't, in Spanish you wouldn't say you like something. You're going to say something is pleasing to you. So gustar means to be pleasing. Okay? So really what me gusta la pizza means is pizza is pleasing to me. So if we were trying to say that, or pizza pleases me, then that would make sense because pizza, if pizza is the subject, then the gustar that goes with, if pizza is the subject, the gustar that goes with pizza, because you would treat pizza like ella, is going to be gusta, okay? So you need to always think of gustar as meaning to be pleasing to, and then you'll have an easier time dealing with this verb. So for example here, if I wanted to say I like the beach, what I'm really saying is the beach pleases me. This bar pleases me. Going for a walk or walking around interests me. Knowing people interests me. And so other verbs that work like gustar are interesar and encantar. So I can put them up there really quickly. Encanto. Encantas, encanta, encantamos, encantáis, encantan. Oops. And then the other one was interesar, right? Intereso, interesas, interesa, interesamos, interesáis, and interesan. Okay, so most of the time you're going to talk about various things pleasing you. If it is more than one thing that pleases you, you're going to use the plural form. You're going to use the ellos, ellas conjugation. And if it's one thing that pleases you, you're going to use the el, ella. So here, what's pleasing to me is the beach, the bar, walking around, knowing people. Whenever it's an infinitive that pleases you, whenever it's an idea, whenever it's a verb, like I like to get to know people or I like to take a walk, you're always going to use the singular form. And if it's multiple things like I like sports or I like cities, you're going to use the plural. So most of the time when you're dealing with gustar and verbs like gustar, you're really only going to use, whoops, got smaller. You're really only going to use these two conjugations. Whoops, where did my, hold on a minute. My interesar is gone. No. Okay, let me put it back. Intereso, interesas, interesa, interesamos, interesan. paisajes interesan. Okay, and so, but what I was trying to show you is that we're just going to use these conjugations, these two right here, when we're dealing with these verbs. I mean, occasionally you might use the others, but again, even if you like people, that's the only time you would use the other forms is when we're talking about people. And most of the time you're not going to use gustar. Gustar is more like someone, it's not like you like someone as a friend, it's like you like them romantically or you like them physically, like so a lot of times you're not gonna use that often, only in romantic situations. So let's see, what else do I have here? Before we go on and do practice, you'll also often see these prepositional pronouns, and these correspond to the indirect object pronoun, because the indirect object pronoun, so like in the sentence that this one, me gusta la pizza, you not only, so since the verb means to be pleasing, you're saying the pizza is pleasing, you have to say to whom it's pleasing, which is the indirect object. Pizza is pleasing to me. And so the person to whom these things are pleasing is going to be represented by the indirect object pronoun. And these prepositional pronouns often correspond to the indirect object pronoun. I feel like one got cut off. A ustedes down there is also les, which I could show you here. Here you can see it right there. So these prepositional pronouns go with these guys. So when you see a mí, you would put me. So let's do a little bit of practice, then it'll make more sense. Okay, so here, Fred and Mauricio, his new Venezuelan friend, are getting to know each other. Complete the following exchanges with the correct form of the verbs provided. So here it says, we're going to use encantar for this first block. So me encantar vivir en el centro de la ciudad. So your choices, let's go back out here. Okay, so here are your choices. So if we have encantar, most of the time we're going to use either gusta or we're going to use gustan. If what's pleasing to you is living in the center of the city, this is an infinitive. If it's an infinitive beside the blank, you're always going to put the singular. So we would use encanta, me encanta. And so that me that you see right here is saying that living in the center of the city or the downtown of a city is pleasing to me. Con gustar means so gustar is to be pleasing, encantar is to like really be pleasing, like to love, and then interesar is to interest. So Mauricio says, a mí también me blank las zonas céntricas, meaning he likes downtown as well. And so this time, he changed it around and said las zonas céntricas. That's plural. It's zones. It's an S. So we need to put gustan here. And again, that me lets us know that living in those central zones is pleasing to me. And then that a mí also, that reiterates the me. Then he says, te blank la pintura abstracta. This time he wants to know if this abstract painting is pleasing to you. Fred wants to know if the abstract painting is pleasing to Mauricio or pleasing to you. He's saying, Mauricio, are abstract paintings pleasing to you? Because this is singular, again, you're going to use the singular form, which would be interesa. ¿Te interesa? No, me blank mucho las pintores realistas. So then you've got to look for the noun. These are not nouns. They just describe the noun, so you're still looking for the noun. The noun is pintores, so that's what you're conjugating for. And up here, it's that zonas. Centríficas y las are all words that modify zonas. So since pintures, that's what interests Mauricio, or does not interest Mauricio in this case, is plural, we're going to use interesan. Okay, and now we're using gustar. A mí las playas privadas blank muchísimo. And you can have the thing that's pleasing come before the me, which is what's going on here. You're still looking for the noun. What's pleasing are the beaches, and that's plural. So we would use the plural spelling of gustar, gustan. And over here he's saying, a mí también no me blank ir a playas llenas de gente. Here we've got, it's what's not pleasing to him is going to the beaches. That's an idea. So whenever you have an idea, you're going to use the singular form. So the difference is here, it's beaches that were pleasing to Fred, but to Mauricio, he's not talking about beaches, he's talking about going to beaches. So because he's using going to beaches, you have to use gusta. But here, because he's talking about beaches, you use gustan. Okay. And if you want to say something is not pleasing to you, which they did a couple of times, then you're just going to put a no in front of the reflexive, or you're going to put a no in front of the indirect object pronoun. So, me gusta ir a playas llenas de gente is I like to go to beaches full of people. No me gusta is I don't like to go. So anytime you want to say you don't like something, just put a no in front of the indirect object pronoun.